Hey everybody, welcome back to the Crypto Night Show. Your host Superman in the house, and we've got a good lineup here today. We're going to obviously give an update around stock market, crypto market, volatility in the market. So hold on to your hat there. We're going to talk about some news in the crypto market around Bybit recovery, and of course Citadel expanding its crypto offerings, particularly around centralized exchanges. So it's going to be really good. More liquidity, more market makers. It's going to be pretty neat there. We're going to get into Pulsechain, of course. We've got big news coming for Pulsechain with the Signum Oracle expected to launch in a few days' time. And we're going to have an interview at the launch time with the founder here on this show. So it's going to be pretty exciting. So we're also going to be getting into a bit of news about PUSD ALGO, Pulse Mafia, and of course DAT Radar, which is pretty cool. And finally, we're going to wrap up with a full detailed overview of TitanX, which is obviously moving along with Ethereum at the moment. So that's all on the show today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. A big welcome to everybody, of course. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and hit that bell for future videos as well. It really does help, and get into the chat there as well. Get lively there. That'd be great. All right, so let's get on to it. We're going to start off with the stock market here and go for gold. Let's get into that. All right, so the stock market there today, this is where Monday's results of the opening day of the week in the United States. The S&P 500 has fallen as NVIDIA slides ahead of the earnings. Now, NVIDIA, of course, is the big stock market there. Stock market valuation is the top one from memory. And we've got Dow Jones there is up slightly, 0.08%, 34 points to 43,461. Now, the Dow Jones is the top 30 industrials that's sitting inside the index. S&P 500 is down 0.5%, 29 points, down to 5,983. And the NASDAQ, with all the tech companies in it, including NVIDIA, the chip maker, is down 1.2%, 237 points to 19,286. So that's where we are with the indices there from Monday. The US dollar is up very slightly at 106.62 versus trading partners. Let's have a look at commodities. Commodities at the moment, West Texas is just under $71, and Brent oil is $74.44 a barrel. And of course, we're expecting that over the Trump administration period, next couple of years, to fall in average price because of the expansion of the US energy. So that's where we're expecting them. And so they're both up slightly today. Gold at the moment, 2,970. Hasn't quite reached 3,000, but is definitely getting close. Look at that chart there. It is right at the top. This is history, right back, 1980s, etc., 1970s. And gold there is at all-time highs, very close to 3,000. Wow, that's such a big deal. Silver there is also up slightly at $32.74, and I'm expecting a run on silver possibly after gold hits that 3,000. So that's pretty huge. Now, looking at NVIDIA fell more than 3%, leading the broader slump in tech as ahead of its earnings slated for this week. Chip makers Giant's quarterly results due Wednesday after the market close. So we might get a bounce back tomorrow on Tuesday, but then we got Wednesday. The data's coming in after Wednesday's close, so we've still got like 2 days ahead of us. And of course, this is a big deal in NVIDIA. And of course, it moves markets. We expect another robust performance and a clear beat and raise special this week from NVIDIA that should calm the nerves of investors. So this is what we're looking for, good results coming out there, and they are expecting good results. So hopefully that will firm up the stock market and crypto market towards the middle end of the week. Now, investor lays out that massive demand drivers for Blackwell and AI CapEx, or capital expenditure in the field, fueling this fourth industrial revolution. So there we go. Apple sidestepped the sell-off, and because it's announced it's going to do $500 billion in the US over the next 4 years to boost AI, silicon engineering, and advanced manufacturing. So the AI boom is definitely huge, and it's under the Trump administration, number 47. So it's going to be a big deal there. Now, the other thing that we're expecting to come up as well is the U.S. government with the House of Representatives and Senate are looking to do one big fat baby budget, I guess, one big budget. So that is coming up. So that's progressing through the House as well. And what else we got? We also got the consumer, personal consumption expenditures price index. That's a bit of a mouthful there, and that is coming up for the fourth quarter results. And We also got fourth quarter GDP. So those are towards the end of the week. So we got a big week ahead of us, basically. We got the NVIDIA results coming in, close of Wednesday market. And then we've got this inflation data coming up, and we've got the US budget. So it's a big week all around. We've obviously also got Trump and Macron and G7 at the White House at the moment talking about Ukraine and trade and lots of other things there. So there's a lot of moving parts going on in February. So which will probably dampen down the February month there as well in some regards. So that is the stock market. Let's go to the crypto. Bitcoin, obviously, and Ethereum having quite a significant pullback today. Bitcoin down to 92,600, down 3.6%, and the Bitcoin dominance down to 50 is actually up. Sorry, to 59.91. So a big jump in Bitcoin dominance there, and not surprising given that Ethereum is down over 10% at the moment to 2,500. So a big move down. That, of course, is going to impact the TitanX ecosystem, which is based mostly on ETH or largely on ETH. So that is down 10%. Now, Bitcoin's still over 92,000. That's a very important support line, and we're going to check that out probably tomorrow or something. But 92 is a very fundamental, I think, support line there for Bitcoin. It's still above that at the moment, so fingers crossed it holds on to that. But yeah, market really getting manipulated, overreaction. But that's markets for you, right? So we got BNB there down 6% at $616. We got Solana down massively, 15% down to $142 at the moment. ADA down 10.3%, 69 cents. So we're really not having this super green month. Remember, February's supposed to be the green month, even bring on a bit of altcoin season, and it's not happening. So we're not getting that big green end of the month of February. So we'll probably end up locking in unless there's some big miracle towards the end of February. We're going to be possibly locking that in. Now, we may get a good Thursday, Friday this week. Like I say, if the data all comes in good around the video, around inflation, GDP, and any other positive news, we may get a bit of a lift Thursday, Friday. So that could give us a nice, strong finish. But apart from that, so far, pretty volatile. The XRP is down 11%, $2.28. So everything is down pretty strong there. Litecoin down almost 11% too at $115. Tron is the only one really standing up there at the moment, down 1.22%, and that's at 24 cents. So Tron, there, those leaders, is the only one really holding on to its hat, as it were. We had a couple of people in the chat there. We've got Brian. Good to see you, Brian, a community leader. What's up, folks? With Hedgehog as well. Woohoo! Getting excited. I like it. And Hexavator in the good old USA. Hey, gang. Good to see Hexavator. Check my pulse. Watch Shaken Hexkins. Good to see you. Check my pulse. Hope you're doing well there. Good evening, Suitman. Good evening to you as well. Great to see all your comments in the chat there. Now, let's move to some of the crypto news. Bybit has announced that it has replenished its reserves following last week's $1.5 billion hack. That, of course, did shock the market a little bit. The largest in crypto history. In less than 74 hours, Bybit pieced together hundreds of thousands of Ether tokens through a mix of emergency loans and large deposits. While the rapid recovery restored the exchange's balance and kept customer withdrawals open, it did not account for the stolen crypto. And the breach occurred during the routine internal transfer when Bybit was moving funds from its offline cold wallet designed for secure long-term storage to a warm wallet, which enables active trading. During that transfer, hackers exploited security gaps, intercepting the transaction and redirecting the funds to an unknown address. Bybit CEO Ben Zhao wrote in a post on social media on X on Sunday that the exchange remains solvent, adding that the client assets were still fully backed and that withdrawals remained open. Now, I understand that they have something like $20 billion in asset back, so they're supposed to be back 1-to-1, right? So it's the regulation for you. The company secured nearly 447,000 Ether tokens through emergency funding from firms such as Galaxy Digital, FalconX, and Wintermute. A proof of reserves audit conducted by cybersecurity firm Hackton confirmed that Bybit had successfully restored its reserves, verifying that all major assets, including Bitcoin, Ether, Solana, Tether, and USDC, exceeded 100% collateralization ratio. Recovering the stolen assets remains a challenge, as it usually is. Blockchain analytics from Electric has identified North Korea's Lazarus Group as the perpetrators of the attack. The stolen funds were initially dispersed across 50 different wallets, each holding about 10,000 Ether tokens. According to Elliptic, as part of the effort to launder coins, As of February 24, more than 195 million, roughly 15% or 14.5% of the stolen assets have already been transferred. Bybit has offered a 10% bounty for the return of the stolen funds, but history suggests the odds of recovery are slim. The Lazarus Group has a track record of laundering crypto to evade international sanctions, reportedly using stolen assets to fund North Korea's nuclear program. In 2022, the group stole 600 million from Axie Infinity, and despite law enforcement intervention, only 30 million was recovered in Ether. And of course, the token at the center of this attack has fallen about 5% over the past day. So getting a bit of a slam there, probably impacting the markets there. But that's a good recovery in any case. But crypto funding nuclear warheads, is that what's happening? Pretty crazy. We've got also Citadel. This is on the positive side. Even more positive side is that Citadel Securities reportedly planning to expand its crypto market making, and with the aim of providing liquidity on major crypto exchanges. This is good news. And of course, people familiar with the matter told the news outlet that the firm is preparing to establish a presence in crypto markets by joining market makers on platforms operated by Coinbase, Binance, and Crypto.com. The sources indicate that Citadel's crypto expansion will initially focus on non-US markets, contingent on exchange approval. The firm is yet to confirm the scope of its market-making ambitions. The extent of its involvement will likely depend on regulatory developments in the coming month, which we know are going to be pretty friendly, right? So that's going to be exciting. Unlike some of its trading peers, Citadel has avoided direct involvement in crypto market making. Jane Street Group, a major player in the exchange traded funds and corporate bond markets, has executed crypto trades since 2017. Additionally, Jump Trading established a crypto division, Jump Crypto, and became one of the leading liquidity providers in the space. However, regulatory changes prompted Jane Street and Jump Crypto to scale back their US-based digital asset trading operations in 2023. Increased regulatory scrutiny led many firms to shift towards an international financial hubs such as Dubai, Singapore, and Hong Kong. Consequently, Citadel's expansion signals growing confidence in the maturing of crypto markets as contingent of a regulatory roadmap that allows established financial firms to participate more actively following President Trump's election. So see what's going to really open up more activity in the US, and because Trump wants to be the leader, right? Trump pledging to position the US as crypto capital of the planet. Since taking office, his administration has issued an executive order on crypto to create a regulatory framework. Furthermore, the Security and Exchange Commission established a dedicated crypto task force, if you're not already familiar with that, led by pro-crypto Commissioner Hester Pierce, known for supporting innovation regulatory policies. Despite its cautious approach in the crypto market, Citadel developed the EDX markets exchange alongside brokering firms Charles Schwab and Fidelity Investments. The exchange is designed to replicate the settlement and custody mechanisms used in traditional security markets for institutional customers. So we've got some bigger players expanding into the market. That's only going to be good for crypto. So that is a very, very exciting. Now we're going to get into Pulsechain update from there. We've got day 654. How is that doing? Well, it's coming down with the market as well. Really, sell-off is affecting all the chains. Pulse at the moment is down 14.6% at quadruple 373. Sorry, it's at 37% of the mean sacrifice. Pulsex is at quadruple 03, down 15.6%. It's at 30% of the mean sacrifice price. Man, some real pickup bargains here at the moment, isn't there? The buy and burn at 1.28 trillion. 6.45% of all the Pulsex have been bought up and burned. Incentive token at the moment is at $1.94, down 16.6%. And of course, most of that is the Pulse price coming down. The ratio is actually still holding up pretty well at 51,723 Pulse per 1 incentive token. That's pretty good. That's holding up pretty strong. The total supply of incentive tokens still around 55 million. And as if you've missed the news, the inflation was cut by 20x, which means it's only 5% of the inflation rate that it was previously, which is 0.03 incentive tokens per second across all the farms, which is pretty crazy. So X at the moment is at 1.04 cents, down 19.2%. So that is down the biggest out of the Richard Hart coins. EX at 2600 of a penny, so just over a quarter of a cent. Combined price of EX and PX is back down at 1.3 cents. We were only over 2 cents not long ago. So there are dramatic volatility in February here. So that's kind of where we are at the moment with the Pulsechain. Let's have a quick look at the gas prices, which are huge at the moment. Okay, just as we speak, because of that decrease in the prices and stuff, people will probably jumping over each other to sell or whatever or buy. We're at 19.4 million beats at the moment. That's just some crazy stuff right there. It is 30 cents at the moment to do a Pulsechain swap. 30 cents at the moment to do a Pulsechain swap. Now Ethereum is at 8 Gwei, and we're 28 times cheaper than Ethereum at the moment. So there we go. So some dramatic stuff happening in the market as we speak. $46,844 at the moment, which is pretty cool. Not bad. It's holding up pretty nicely. In fact, it's up slightly actually. Bridge is at 108.7, so down dramatically with this big pullback. 15% decreases. So we're down 108.7. We've been sitting between about 116 and 122 million. So we're definitely down dramatically from that at 108.7 now. I think yesterday we were about 118. So it looks like we're down about 9 or 10 million there on the bridge values. And of course, I don't know what's been exiting over the bridge, but definitely EHEX down dramatically there. So that would be pulling us down, ETH down dramatically there as well. And also wrap Bitcoin there. So that's probably making up most of what's gone down today. The DAI still holding up pretty strong at 28.4 million actually. So that's where we are at the moment on the old key metrics for Pulsechain. In terms of volume, $32.5 million in volume on Pulsechain. That's actually not too bad, but that's all selling, a lot of sell pressure there. We've got 215,000 transactions, not a huge number, but it's a seller's market. Now we do have a few green projects at the moment. Some of them are pretty exotic. Yeah, we've got this X one here, pretty exotic one. That is up 36% at the moment. We got remember the 5th of December. That is up 28% as well. It's only been around for 8 days, probably from Pump.Tires platform that Richard Hart launched. What else we got there? Let's see, a PDI or diehard is up 2%. So we've got a few movers here. Now this is the 6-hour trending on the Pulsechain, and that's our movers at the moment. So a little bit of movement, but a lot of it's going to be quite a bit of a sell-off in the market, isn't it? So there we go. It's a buyer's market at the moment, or a seller's market, depending which way you look at it. Now, we have got some big news coming up. Signum Oracle is coming to Pulsechain. This will be the first Oracle on Pulsechain. It's going to be amazing. As you guys remember, Liquid Loans was supposed to launch the Fetch Oracle, but did not deliver. Well, Signum Oracle is imminent. So this is coming definitely this week. So I will be looking to have an interview with Stu, the founder of Signum Oracle, and it is ready to go. So this is ready to ship to market, and this is going to open up a huge, potentially growth revolution on Pulsechain. So that means, developers come into the ecosystem. They go, oh, I need an Oracle. They'll now have an Oracle I can pull data from, price data, non-price data, or specialty tools like random number generators, things like that. So I don't know what the rollout of that's going to be, maybe subject to the reporters that are reporting. So the second thing it's going to do too is open up reporters providing that information. Now, I know I saw Telegram the other day, Randy Yalasky jumping in there. He says, saying, I'm going to need a dedicated computer to do some of this reporting. So there will be a revenue opportunity in there. Now, I have posted a video of how the Oracle works from Pulsechain TitanX influencer cryptographics. So if you haven't checked that out on the channel, check that out if you want to learn about what Signum Oracle is. And so that's really, really cool. Now, if you think about Ethereum has oracles like Chainlink. Well, we don't have one over here in Pulsechain, but we're going to have Signum Oracle very, very soon. So this is ready to ship, and I will hopefully have an interview with the founder around, I guess, the launch there. We're going to firm that up in a little bit. So that's very exciting coming up. So look forward to that. Do not miss that one, and tell your friends for sure. So that is coming up there. Signum Oracle, very, very close. Huge milestone. This is something that Richard Hart's not doing. This is key infrastructure, though, for Pulsechain. Very excited about it. And so a big shout out to Stu out there who's developing us. Now, this is also going to open up some immediate benefits because PUSD ALGO, as you guys know, will be the first algorithmic coin pegged at $1. So there is one or two out there that are speculative stables. In other words, they're not even at $1. So they're not really stables either. It's very speculative. But PUSD ALGO will ramp up pretty much to $1 straight off the bat, and that is coming up. So that'll be our first algorithmic stable coin. And once the Signum Oracle is up and running, as expected, Jacob, the founder of PUSD ALGO, will be giving us an updated plan for this as well. So we hope to be a bit patient with the timeline, but things are finally moving now that we're going to have this Oracle coming up, which is very imminent. So yeah, and it's not 2 more weeks. It's going to be this week. Very, very cool. It is ready to ship. So this is going to open up another big protocol, our first true algorithmic stablecoin, PUSD ALGO. Now, if you want to participate in this, you can do that. The link is in the video description. You can get a 90% bonus straight out of the gate. If you do about $840 plus 90% referral bonus, that will get to 1,000. Once you get to 1,000, it opens up the second bonus, which is called Bonus X, and you can get a bonus up to 2x times your contribution for this. Now, remember, this is not like any other normal sacrifice / contributions. Up to 75% of this funds that are raised will be going into the LP pool or the liquidity pools for all these trading peers, PUSD ALGO day one, right? So the money's going to be put to use straight away to add value to this financial product, which will be a stable coin and a DeFi earnings platform, right? So pretty amazing. Now, this is going to be the holy grail. Could be. It is still speculative, but it could be the holy grail of algorithmic stablecoins because there's going to be no human intervention. It's going to be fully DeFi with stability miner bots that are operating to keep the peg of the stablecoin. And the stablecoin itself will be backed by a liquidity fork stablecoin USDL. So that is the heart of it. So it's very exciting. We saw it on testnet about a year ago when they were testing it out, and it worked like a charm. In fact, it made quite a bit of money, which is pretty crazy. So, the Signum Oracle is a key enabler for protocols like PUSD ALGO, and that's the quality of projects that we're going to be getting on Pulsechain with that could be opening up with this Oracle. And of course, PUSD ALGO there is sitting there. So you do have to be patient. Obviously, it is speculative, but it would perform very well on the testnet. Now, you can watch a whole ton of videos. Just type in PUSD ALGO into the channel on the Crypto Night show here, and you'll be able to find that series that I did. And they're all short little videos, so you can watch little bits and pieces as you will. But really, the heart and soul is the stability miner, which is pretty cool. Now, there's multiple ways of earning on the platform once it's up and running, and there will be 4 tokens at least. PUSD ALGO, Flex. Flex is the reward token for anything you do on here. You get rewarded with Flex and so forth. Now, we're also expecting some updated changes there as well. So, like I say, Signum Oracle this week, and then of course I'll be having an interview with the founder, and then after that we'll once this is up and running, then Jacob will give us an update for PUSD ALGO. So back to back 2 giant protocols launching on Pulsechain. That's going to be fun to see. Now, we do have to obviously say we have to be patient with the time frame and things like that. But yeah, once we get those plans, we'll know a lot more. Now, the other big thing, of course, is Jacob also runs the #1 GameFi on Pulsechain, also the only metaverse and the #1 NFT marketplace on Pulsechain through the Pulse Mafia game. And we got some good news around that today. Of course, that is now on DAT Radar. And they're utilizing DAT Radar to expand the number of players and users and engagement. So that's a good thing for not only BNB Mafia, but Pulse Mafia, and also good for Pulsechain ultimately. Very, very exciting. They're going to be adding a lot of what they call quests on the site, which means people will be able to go through certain quests and be able to join the game, as well as push social media out and maybe get some rewards as well. So that is coming up as well on DAT Radar. So that's very, very exciting. DAT Radar, of course, being one of the top places to find good crypto projects on all sorts of different categories. So very excited to see that. So there is DAT Radar, BNB Mafia there. So very excited to see that. So that's a really cool move, and we'll be following that up even more later on. Now, I do know Cult DeFi has got a live stream at the moment. He's covering that live at the moment. So you could probably go across there afterwards and have a look at that. Good to see Tintop in the house there. What's up, Hexagons? Good to see you as well. All right, so that is very, very exciting stuff happening there. That's going to lead us into TitanX. Let's get into this. So obviously TitanX is on Ethereum, so it's going to pull back, just like Pulsechain is pulling back, I guess, with the Ethereum. And of course, so we've got a bit of a pullback in the market here. So whatever the bottom was, we've got a new bottom on the markets here. That is where we are at the moment. So we're down at 6 zeros 2200. So let's zoom this out a bit so we can see the sign here. So we're almost back to completely where we were. So back on the 3rd of August last year, TitanX had a big rally, almost around about 10x in rally there, all the way through to the 20th of October. So that was the 4th of August all the way through That was about 80 days. And now, of course, we've been down this wave too, still trying to find the bottom. And we thought we may have found it at 3,000, but we didn't. It's come all the way down. We're now down at 2,200 here on the price. So we're down 86% from the top at the moment, and almost back to where we were, right? Almost back to where we were, but not quite. So we started off at 1,700. We're at 2,200 at the moment on the price. Now, as you guys know, I typically watch the Ethereum price. So we're going to look at that. Ethereum price at the moment, 10 zeros. 8,664 here. So we've broken down that support that we had at 9,170. We've broken that down. We're now 8,666, 664. Obviously, NVIDIA and the hack and things like that playing into the volatility on the market and market manipulators. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. And we're going to see where it lands, because I guess the natural zone for this is 7,800 around there. So we're above that at the moment. So 7,800 probably the next sort of area that we might find some support there on the ETH price. So we've also got a lot of big stuff coming up for TitanX. Obviously, all the buy and burns have been turned off. So that's all just sitting there. And remember, the buy and burn versus the value is pretty high. So it's probably a little bit higher, about, what do we say yesterday, about 79%, probably around 80% or so at the moment backing, which is incredible. So they'll turn them on again when they're right, when the time is right, I guess. So we've got TitanX there, the buy and burns turned off. DragonX, buy and burns turned off. 6.6 is the ratio to TitanX at the moment for DragonX. So that is turned off with the buy and burn. We covered that yesterday. X28 ratio to TitanX is now 91. So it's definitely better to buy X28 with TitanX off the market as opposed to going through the platform. So that's definitely the case there. In fact, we can go quickly check that just to show you the difference there. It is, yeah, wow, look at that, negative 8.17% to transform through the website, which is a 1-to-1 normally, but it's actually better. You're going to get a lot more for your TitanX just to go through and buy X28 with TitanX. So there's a little bit of an arbitrage opportunity, maybe with just a time value there, just letting time go, and you could get the convergence back to 1-to-1. See, it's an interesting little play there. Shogun, of course, is down. They're all pretty much down like 15-16%, aren't they? Shogun there is at 5,555 X28. Now, one thing I'll say about that Shogun is going omni-chain. At the moment, of course, it has trading volume in the perpetual auctions and the buy and burn operating, but it's also going to go omni-chain, so that's going to add a lot of value to Shogun as well. So it is burning Shogun, but it's also going to have omni-chain also. Hyper and Hydra essentially all minted out. I think we're almost, we only got 3 days left of Hydra minting out, and the big days tomorrow, about 35 billion. But that's relatively small relative to the total supply, liquid supply. So, and the buy and burns are turned off essentially for those two. So yeah, once this gets a return, that man, we're going to see some pretty mighty wave 3 here. I think we're going to, at the right time. It's going to be at the right time. At the moment, of course, it's a buyer's market. Helios also is going over to base chain on the Omni chain, along with its friends, Element 280, Element 369. And Element 280 is going to be the main peer. It's going to be paired up with all those ones, including Baby Dragon X, and as I understand it, the Uranus, which is the big kind of the next PGC, I guess, on base chain there for Omni chain. And the other thing is they're going to have a big burn party coming up as well. So buy and burn's been turned down pretty low there. They're going to have a special burn party, and they're going to be linking up all the LP webbing, and therefore, increase the amount of MEV bot activity, and therefore free volume that will get taxed at 12%, right? And that goes back, 10% goes back as reflections, 2% feeds the system, right? So with the burn and the web LP webbing, so pretty interesting there on that one. So that is some of the cool stuff there. Tink Farm at the moment, 4.8 cents. And we're expecting that project to have benefit from Wyvernex. That's the next project launching. Only 4 days and 10 hours to go until that launches. Hopefully it will be on a green day when the market's green towards the weekend. We get a bit of a recovery there, and that will benefit the Tink Farms and help lift that. If it lifts anything that lifts the yield, Tink Farms helps to lift generally capital flow into the whole TitanX system. So it's pretty important there. And Ouroboros there. We're going to have a quick look at Ouroboros. Ouroboros update. So let's check out. This is the big lending platform with the big stable coin. So we're going to check that out. Let me just go and log on here first. And check that out. Bam, 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 bam. let's see. All right, so we've got, let's go to the stats here and system stats. We've got how much? We got 1.3 million, obviously with the market pulling back. So it was sitting, what, about 1.6 million yesterday. So 1.3 million there. But let's have a look at the underlying tokenomics. We've got 3.97 trillion TitanX, so that's pretty stable. And it's up just slightly, I think, from yesterday. And we've got 314 billion DragonX there. And that's holding up pretty well. So we've got a good number there, including the 4 trillion that's in the OX Minter. It's about 8 trillion that's gone into Ouroboros. It has had a higher number. I think it was close to 8.5 trillion. That is where we are at the moment. And we're sitting at 1.3. So pretty solid results there. And that's only based on TitanX and DragonX at the moment and in a very volatile, arguably down market at the moment. So you can see it could pick up very, very quickly there. So far, I've been very impressed with the Ouroboros results. Now, in terms of the Minter, if you go to the Minter, only collaterals at the moment, like I say, TitanX, DragonX, but they are going to open it up, as I understand, to RRX, to Vaults, of course, and also ETH, as I understand it. So those may go through the governance, but that's what we're expecting there. What else are we going to say about that? The staking for USDX, which is a stable coin that people get when they collateralize, that is sitting at 484% at the moment. APR, so it's come down about 200%, but it reflects the prices and the amount of people staking, stuff like that. So not bad, pretty awesome. So Ouroboros is doing very well, and the founder doing a great job. Founder is doing a great job. So super shadowy there. But congratulations, I think you're doing a great job there. Hey, the market is what it is at the moment, but this is performing well, I think, in the midst of that. So pretty cool. Only going to be scaling up bigger and bigger. So nice stuff happening there. Yeah, you can actually see some of the ones here, ETH and RRX coming up in there. And Vault is definitely on the list here. It's going to be coming up. All right, so that's pretty cool. Let's see what else we got going here. Let's see here. Now, one thing I would say is Blaze. Check out Blaze, 26 cents at the moment. Blaze is kind of gets ETH payments, right? So a little bit of a secret sauce here. Keep an eye on this. The lower price you can get Blaze and stake it, the better, because it's got Ethereum in the Diamond Hand Club. So you do have to be within the first 365 days, if I remember rightly. Yeah, having 4,000 Blaze tokens, but you can get access to the rewards. So it may be a profitable play. 231 tickets issued so far, but that's a little tip of the day there. How about that? I wasn't even going to talk about that, but there we go. It's on day 244. Read the fine print down here in the eligibility. But yeah, 365 days to get your stake in there. You need 4,000 Blaze. So the cheaper you get that, right? The cheaper you get that, you're getting a pretty good deal relative to everybody else they got on, right? So definitely something worth looking out there. In fact, let's have a quick look at the chart. Wasn't even going to talk about this. Crazy. It's crazy. I wasn't even going to talk about this. Let's go to this. So if you haven't joined our strategy club, the link's in the video description. Join up today. Only $35 a month to join up the strategy club. And we talk about stuff like this. So get in there and join up today. Only $35 a month. Great value there for all the intel, especially if you're busy. So here we are at the moment. We got US dollar price there, 26 cents. So 4,000 times 26 cents. That would be your entry there. Go check out the rewards and see whether that's something that you might like. But definitely, the cheaper you can get on that, the better, right? You try to pick the bottom of the market, right? Before TitanX turns on all those buy and burns, that big omni-chain roadmap starts real ramping up. It's the time to do it, right? Kind of cool. So keep a lookout for that. That is Blaze. All right, so not bad. All right, so let's quickly look at some of these other things. We're going to look at Vaults. As I said to you, Vault is going to be going on to Ouroboros. Vault's also got its own staking, Thunder staking coming up. That's all ready to go. Just waiting for the timing to be right. Maybe coordinated. Maybe Stevie D is coordinating there with Jake, or maybe he's just waiting for the market to turn green, to turn positive for that to happen. So where you get the FOMO as well. So that's going to be super bullish for Vault. And of course, Vault's also going to have the third project. And these are all pretty much soon, like they're all pretty much close to being ready, all of them. Genie was into audit, so really it's the last one. And that is going to be probably the most advanced project in tokenomics in TitanX, DeFi 3.0, and really looking for the holy grail of that buy side and sustainability side tokenomics. So we're looking forward to see the white paper on that. Stevie D is certainly crazy about how good that's going to be. And so we're waiting for that too. So can't wait for Bitcoin Genie. And another good project I want to mention is Taurus there from Cryptographics, also pushing the DeFi 3.0 tokenomics there on the buy side with a sort of an ROI to demand pivot, which I kind of like that, or seesaw, as you might want to say. Pretty cool. Now, let's see who else is in the chat here. We got Inferno. We got Utah Crypto in the house there. Inferno is going omni-chain. So there's some hot news off the top there. Big shout out to that team. You haven't been covering Inferno that much relative to other projects, just because I wasn't aware of what they're doing. But looks like Inferno is going now. Now Inferno, let me just find it here. Inferno here, number 9, is arguably, apart from TitanX, perhaps, arguably has the highest buy and burn. I mean, there are a couple others that are close, pretty much at the same mark. I think Viper is as well, but they're around 55% burn. So let's have a look at where would I go? Number 9 here, Inferno. This is kind of the parent project for Crypto Utah and his lads, and so this is going to be spread out. So as we say, omni-chain is not different from multi-chain. Multi-chain means that you're going to duplicate the token on every single chain you go over to. So you're basically doubling, tripling the supply. But omni-chain just means you take Ethereum supply and then you spread it out across the other chains, whether it's base chain, Pulsechain, or whatever other EVM chains you're going to move it over to. So you're actually spreading supply down. Now it kind of acts as a quasi-lock over on other chains. And of course, if you've got other utilities over there, that gives the project more utility, so they become potentially more full of permanent locks or burns. And the other way, of course, you also have potentially more opportunity with a cross-chain opportunity with cross-chain bots potentially activating as well for arbitrage, right? So whether it's retail arbitraging or automated cross-chain bots, or if you can tap into that value, man, that extra free value, and if you can tax that value, that it's free money there too. So I'm not sure how far advanced that is going with the teams, but pretty cool. Yeah, Crypto Utah says we aren't creating any new supply here because they're going omni-chain with Inferno. So like I say, Inferno at the moment 55%, which is pretty much at the top end, along with TitanX itself. Pretty sure TitanX is around 55 as well. Now that excludes quasi locks, right? So with the LP locks and stuff like that. So what do we got there? 56% burn here. So actually TitanX is just slightly ahead of them based on these numbers, but they're pretty much the leader outside of TitanX, pretty much the leader. I think Viper, let's go have a quick look at Viper. I wasn't going to do this, but let's go have a quick look at Viper. Utah's got one more comment there from the team. Just like X28 UI and code are in development. So there we go. That is an update there for Inferno going omni-chain. That's very exciting, honestly. And it's good to see that. So we know that the dudes taking over, Dude and James are taking over 3 or 4 projects over there to match up there with Uranus, which is the first project to go X28. So X28 went first, obviously it's the medium exchange. X28 is the omni-chain version of TitanX. And then of course Uranus is the first project to launch on top of that over on base chain, which is pretty exciting. So I'm expecting something on the 28th of February, honestly, from Jake Sharp. Whatever, put in the chat if you think. He loves his 8s, right? Loves his 8s. Yeah, 28th. Let's see what happens there. Now will probably be perfect timing after this little volatility that we're having at the beginning of the week here in crypto and stock market. So probably the case there. All right, I think we're going to look at Viper quickly because I'm pretty sure that's at pretty much around the same. These are the highest burn projects in the TitanX. Let's have a look at the stats there. Yeah, 55. So how come they're also pretty much around 55? What's with this? That's pretty crazy. Is it because there's so many Pulsechain X-skins invested in TitanX as well? It's definitely a significant part of the market. 55%. How about that? Now I'm going to check some of the other. So Viper's one of Stevie D's projects, right? So let's have a look because I want to check. I think Turbo. Is it Turbo? That's another one now. I'm pretty sure Turbo is the other one. These are the pillars, aren't they? Only 2 pillars. We thought we were going to get 10 pillars. We only got 2 pillars. 53.76% is Turbo. So Turbo there, not quite in the leaders there. So we've got 3, pretty much. Well, we got 2. We got TitanX number 1, and then we got Inferno and Viper there at number 2, and 2 equal there. We got Dave Morrison in the house. Hey David, hope you're doing well. Liking that profile pic there. That's pretty cool, pretty groovy. So that's kind of where we are on the TitanX. Now, like I say, the next project to launch is going to be Wybernex. I was trying to say that properly. I was going to say Vibernex, but Wybernex, you decide. That is coming up in 4 days and 10 hours, and that is going to benefit the Tink farms, which is pretty important. Tink farms needs the more love Tink farms get, the more that helps to allocate, helps to incentivize capital going into TitanX ecosystem overall. So pretty important mechanism there. We are expecting Titan farms and maybe Brandon's V3 farms to go over to base chain, so that we'll have dexes and farms over there. So we're expecting that, and I'm also expecting to see things trying to get the cross-chain bridges. Like I say, if we can get volume of that and then capture some of that through taxes, it would be pretty cool. Now I'm not sure the scalability of that, the probability or likelihood of that mechanism, but definitely something that Jake Sharp's talked about. The other thing is AI agents, right? This is something that Jake Sharp has been talking about. Not simple AI agents, but real cool financial products. They're going to take advantage of all these bots and things like that, I guess, and LP webbing and everything else. So can't wait to see what he's been thinking up there. If you can tap into this free bot money, normally bots suck out money out of the system from the retail, but if you can suck money out of the bots, that's where TitanX is kind of pioneering to some degree, which is great to see. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. All right, so that is where we are at the moment. We've got some good yields still with Titan farms, even though we're on this bottom of this wave 2, trying to find the bottom, and we've got a very volatile, wider crypto market. We've still got some pretty stellar returns in these farms. Look at this: 83% for Tink TitanX, 72% for X28 Tink, and we've got DragonX Viper at 68%. So some really good numbers here. Volt TitanX 67%, Volt DragonX 65%, and DragonX Hydra at 50%. That's with the market down where it is at the moment. So that's some crazy good returns here. Look at them all the way. Even Inferno there has got 13.89% versus TitanX, which is a nice little tighter return, just ticking away. So pretty cool stuff there coming in from the TitanX ecosystem. Like I say, I am super excited about the on-the-chain move, and we've obviously got multiple devs doing that as well. Now, the other thing is that the community is slowly reaching out to influencers on base chain. I know that there's at least 1 or 2 that have been covering it. The TitanX move into X28, into base chain. So that's pretty cool, and I'm excited about where that grows, because you're not just doing really great products that base chain, for example, doesn't have, because each chain we go to on EVM is going to have different strengths, like meme coins or whatever. But you're also going to bring a lot of good DeFi, quality DeFi or ROI protocols, right? So that's a big evaluate. But you also not only do you launch that and bring the latest tokenomics, DeFi 2.0, DeFi 3.0, but you're also wanting to get out and get more influencers onboarding on the on-chain. So it's not just a product, but it's also getting that marketing promotion network up as well. Yeah, and then of course there's the market mover. If you can get a product that's going to rally on the new MVM chain, and then you can get for free. You can get all these users for free that jump in onto this new token. So trying to get that holy grail is also something that I guess the teams will hope that and getting a Coinbase listing or whatever up really quick is probably important for that. Just like we saw with Volt on Ethereum, it got picked up right by the market, and he must have done some things right there for that to happen. So certainly got some of those crypto indexes up and running pretty quick. So there's a bit of a formula there to get that right, and if you've managed to command it, then man, away up and away. So yeah, maybe we will get something from Jake Sharp on the 28th of February. Question mark there, but it just feels sneakily like we will. All right, he's pretty much beavering away. So is Eric from DragonX, beavering away there, and I'm sure they're going to come out with some big roadmaps. So you got big roadmaps, big buy and burns, and Omni-chain. It's going to be pretty fun in the old TitanX ecosystem there. So that's pretty much where I'm going to finish up today on the show. This is Brendan Front. This is our second crypto show on our new rebranded The Kryptonite Show. So I hope you guys enjoyed that with your host Superman. And of course, later today I'll be doing covering politics. We're going to be covering the US and France meeting at the White House and the G7. Also going to be covering Nigel Farage and reform in the UK, and probably touch on the German ADF party winning. So good move there it's exciting to see the populist common sense parties coming to power, and of course they're fighting against the established globalists who put out all sorts of lies. So it's gonna be sort of fun to see those clashes. And of course Macron with Trump at the White House, that's a classic clash of the globalist elites, Marxist progressives versus the common sense progressives that just want a sane world rather than being slaves. So we're going to cover that in the next show. Hope you guys enjoy that. All right, so take care, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, and pick up some mad opportunities today. Hopefully we'll get a pickup in the market by Thursday, Friday. Like I say, if we get some good results from NVIDIA, some good inflation results, and good GDP results at the end of the week, as well as any good geopolitical decision making during this week with all these meetings going on at the White House and in Europe, so and the Middle East. So it's going to be fun to see that. All right, take care, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, join the Strategy Club. Links in the video description. Only further $5 a month, and if you want to get into that PUSD ALGO contribution, what I think is going to be a juggernaut project on Pulsechain, you can get 90% bonus using the link in the video description as well. Other than that, I'll see you in Discord. Take care, everybody, and bye for now.